All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the Southern Broadcast Race Network. We are here once again for Arca, and ran the commercials now because, well, I knew that STK was going to crash. It's just a feeling I had. But yeah, we're probably just going to go commercial free with all the things that we've had going on until the end. But yeah, today's the last day. Well, actually, the last race, you could say, of the regular season. The playoffs will be starting after today. And we're going to quickly tell you who's in already and who is going to be fighting for those last few spots. There we go. SDK's up now. All right. Gotta remember, we're not changing the scene. So, here is what we got tonight. As I pull up the standings. The drivers who are locked in are as follows. Dobbs is in first. He's going to win the regular season championship regardless of what happens today. Has set records in both poles and wins at 10 poles and 9 wins. So you could say that he is going to be the heavy favorite for the championship. Mark Parkhurst, highest in the standings without a win. He is going to be guaranteed second in points. And third is guaranteed to Tom Golker as well, who is in third with 1 win. Fourth is to Atchison. Now, he has no wins, and he has a heavy enough lead to where he's not in danger. We're expecting about 25 cars tonight. So, realistically, a 25-point or more gap, and I'd say you're pretty safe. So I'd say Atchison's safe, Nathan Estep is safe, Brian Marshall is safe, and Mitchell Conley is safe. The only real battle in points is going to be between Tyler Berry, Justin Miller, and William Peters. Justin Miller has 449 points. Tyler Berry has 434, so for Tyler Berry to advance, he needs to finish 15 or better than Justin Miller. William Peters has 428. For him to advance, he will need to score 21 positions better than Justin Miller. It's a long shot, but it is possible for him to get in today if, say, Justin Miller goes out early and William Peters can get a good finish. Considering he's in second in practice right now, definitely not out of the question.
I don't mean to scare you, Shane, but I just witnessed your bumper fall off.
We got to turn the voice chat off. But yeah, other drivers that will advance on wins. Well, actually, Justin Miller has a win. So he is in there regardless. So there's nothing really on the table going on for Justin Miller. I did forget to point that out. So Justin Miller will be in even if he loses 8th place to Tyler Berry or William Peters. The only other drivers that have a win that will be entering into the championship will be Andrew Miller and Alyssa Pelletier-Sharp. They are hanging pretty far back. They were late entries into the season. Alyssa, I believe, won at Iowa, and Andrew won at Talladega. So William Peters, fastest in practice. We'll see if that will last. But, yeah, a win would lock him in, but getting in on points is going to be very, very tricky considering that only 25 people in here tonight. Granted, yeah, you can maybe knock another position out with maybe leading a lap or getting the pole, but still, it's almost a must-win situation here for William Peters. We'll watch him qualify. How about that? Also, we're gonna hop on the Twitch. See what y'all are saying in the chat. No chats yet, but yeah, feel free to hop on in. William Peters yet to take a time. We'll look at Tyler Berry then, as he is a guy that needs a good finish tonight. Once he takes a lap, we'll go to William Peters. Ooh, that's a bad entry, and that's a bad exit, and that's really going to hurt his next lap too. Slid a lot, and it's not going to be a good time. Andrew Miller comes out second. Karazat has pole time right now. Let's go to William Peters. He's on the back stretch of his first lap. Seems like the high line is going to be the line of choice. Joe Nallback putting down a good first lap. Let's see if there's any change of plans for the second lap. It does appear that the second lap is going to be quicker. That they're kind of rolling the high side, getting a ton of speed, and then running the bottom. So Dobbs out front, Miller's second. Barry just think Barry just put in his lap. Yeah, he just finished. So Barry's 10th. And Peters definitely has pole speed, in my opinion. Gonna get it down on the bottom. And Peters gonna get... What is he gonna get here? Across the line. 4th place, not bad. Joe Nallback, 5th. Good for him. Tom Golker has one more lap. All right, Golker will get 5th. Andrew Miller is going to take his little... Ooh. He hit the wall. Yeah, his little Spotify car. A little bit damaged. Yeah, 16th for him. Only got a couple more. Brian Marshall, Cal Trim, Andrew Miller. Hickson as well. Marshall crossed the line to set his first lap. Seems it will be invalidated. Trim's on across the line right here. Will improve to 16th. Brian Marshall, last guy on the track. Got the old Revolt Supply Co. Kevin Jordan got SBRN on the bumper. And, well, he's not going to get a chance to finish it, so he'll be starting in 29th. Yeah, they definitely do have a chance to make the playoffs if say Miller gets a bad race. Right now, Miller is in second, so that's not good for Barry or Peters. All right, time for the starting lineup. I don't know how the heck Isaac does this. He does it somehow. Alan Dobbs is going to be rolling off first, and it's going to be Justin Miller second. Justin Atkinson, it's going to be third for him, and Mitchell Conley fourth. Tom Gulker fifth, and William Peters sixth. Joe Nallback, he's going to be seventh, and Mark Dupuy eighth. Justin Mons is going to be ninth, and Justin Karazat's going to be 10th. Let's see if I can figure out how to work this. I don't know how to work this. I'm going to have to ask Isaac. 11th is going to be Joshua Short. 12th is going to be CJ Pixon. 13th, Tyler Berry. 14th, Alyssa Pelletier Sharp. 15th, Jacob Treat. 16th, Kyle Trim. 17th, Andrew Miller. 18th, Cole Reese. 19th, Taylor Wilkerson. 20th, Chris Pixton. 21st, Bobby Rafferty. 22nd, Zach Bucher. 23rd, Sean Pointer. 24th, Chad Wiggins. 25th, John Delamater. 26th, Tony Frey. 27th, Shane O'Neill. 28th, Brian Marshall. 29th, Marshall Harris. 60 big ones at Auto Club. Going to be a little bit of a longer race than we have had recently, considering that we were only running 65 on Vegas, 60 on Homestead. The playoff championship should be an interesting one. I'd really be scared, especially with Dobbs, how he ran on Mid-Ohio. We got Watkins Glen in the playoffs, I'll put it that way. But, yeah, next week we got Michigan. Going to be 75 laps. Then it's going to be Watkins Glen, 40 laps. Richmond, 130. And then we'll finish it all up at Chicagoland with 85. Richmond's going to be the only night race. And all races, including this one, 4 tires. It says that this one's supposed to be an afternoon race, but it is clearly night. I'll say that there was a rain delay. How about that? Going to be 70. All right. Well, this broadcast sponsored by Ancient World Gaming, Talesman, Simrat Market, Exiled Esports. You know, they've been along with us pretty much all season, so thanks for being with us, and hopefully we'll see you guys next season. If the power goes out or the stream stops, well, it is storming outside. So hopefully that will not happen, but, you know, it very well could. Pace truck going to be off. Dobbs has his record-breaking 11th pole, and he's just stacking up that number. Green flag is out at Auto Club. Good restart already, and you know what? 3 wide is possible on this track, and would not be opposed to seeing it early. There's a few cars looking 3 wide. Perhaps Joe Malback might get caught in the sucker hole in the middle. The 41 of Mons looking under him, and Joe Nallback. It might be 4 wide down the back straightaway, 5 wide down the back stretch. 41 has to back out a bit, as a few guys gained, a few guys lost. Atkinson fell back tremendously, is already back to 10th place. Now, I'd say the low line, don't want to be down there for too long. You could kind of get away with it in the truck back in before they messed around with the downforce. You really can't do that now. After the update, it's more possible. I mean, I'd still say the truck has more downforce now than the Arca car. But Alan Dobbs manages to defend himself from Justin Miller, and Alan Dobbs is going to take the lead. Now, drafting track, obviously. So, you are going to have your opportunities. It's going to be harder to get away than other tracks. But if you let a group of guys get away, they're going to be really, really hard to catch back up to. Miller looking down under Dobbs. Dobbs will defend high, and Miller just going to cross him over and take the lead out of 2. Dobbs is going to re-challenge, and it's just going to be the crossover game until it doesn't work anymore. Miller going to fly in pretty hot. And Dobbs, I got to say, Dobbs, I think that 3 and 4 is probably harder to pass on the bottom than 1 and 2. Miller, once again, on the rear of Dobbs. He'll stay high this time. Down the backstretch they go. Tom Golker inside, battling with Mark Dupuis. Tom Golker, had a really strong start in the early season. Ooh, Dupuis in the wall. And I don't know whose car that is right there. Is that Karazat's? Yeah, it's Karazat. Swerves out of the way to avoid him. Doesn't look like Dupuis really got any damage on the back of the car. Looks okay. Might have dented in something a little bit. Looks good. 37 really pinched down there by Mons and can't really do much. And Mons is going to have the benefit of a draft too from Justin Karazat. Short moves in and Dupuis going to move down. Take Joe Null back along with him on the bottom. And Dupuis going to get down low, get the arrow block from the 41. But Dupuis, if he decides to, maybe can get in front of him. No, he cannot. Dupuis will not get in front of the 37. Back in the back, we got one car on the wall. Looks like Kyle Trim just kind of rushed it a little bit on entry. And the 43 trying to make a move on the bottom, just didn't have the pace. Mitchell Conley. Oh man, got loose, but hung on to it and still manages to hang on to a lot of speed too. He's in third. It's a good run for Mitchell so far. We don't see him up here too often. Don't see the numbers on the roof like that too much. Definitely interesting way to see it. But the 2 Army cars, because yeah, there is an Army sponsorship on the back of that 40. 3 and 4 right now. But Peter's not giving them any sort of help. And he'll fall in behind Tom Golker. Tom Golker actually really making the bottom work kind of good right now in 4th. Justin Miller just trying to hound Dobbs, just keep him honest. Don't let him get too far away. If you let Dobbs get too far away, that's where it really can become problematic. I mean, he's tough. He runs real good, and there's not a lot that you can do to really do anything. I mean, he's a tough guy. You don't want to let him get too far away. If you let him get too far away, you let him play his game, and you don't want him to play his game. Ten laps down, and everybody's kind of spread out. take a look at our three guys we're watching tonight. Justin Miller still hanging in second. William Peters running where he needs to be. But Justin Miller is not where he needs to be. He is so far back. He's also led some laps. And it's just not working right now for William Peters. I mean, there's still a long way to go. But if William Peters cannot win the race, there's going to be no playoffs for Peters. Also looking back here, Tyler Berry kind of struggling back in 14th place. Really needs to get a move on. You got opportunities for strategy. I would assume it's going to be a two-stop race. And Chris Pixton has crashed. He is in the bottom of... What happened here? They hit the wall. But he's... Looks like he towed. And look at that gap now between Miller and Dobbs. It's starting to grow. It's you're getting to that point where you might start losing the draft, and I don't really want to see that. You know, he's currently leading them by about 0.7 of a second. Dobbs knows if he can get just a little bit further out, maybe just like another 10th or two, he's pretty much going to cut Miller out of the draft, and it's going to be real tough then. Problem for Miller is, since he's been behind Dobbs for majority of the stint, you know, arrow push, can't really run the line he wants to. Wears the right sides more, so it's a real benefit to being out in the lead. I'm going to see really quickly if there's anyone I can talk to that may have an idea on pit stops. Let's take a look-see. You know, we'll just join Mirage Racing and see what Joe Novak is thinking if he's not in a battle. Yeah, I'll wait. We'll wait just a moment to see what Joe is thinking. Don't really want to bother him when he's running in a big pack like that. Alyssa is running a new paint scheme today. Finally has something other than just a blank car. Looks pretty good. Yeah, but Joe Novak's making some moves. He's up to 9th, and looks like he fell back, but maybe he saved a little. And yeah, he's making a move to the front. By the way, Alan Dobbs, he's over a second ahead now, so he's pretty much free to do what he wants. Miller has fallen back to 4th. So William Peters, I mean, he's in the position at least to where he's possible. He's been up here so many times, and you know, if he's not in the playoffs, it's going to be a shame, but that's just how it is sometimes. Yeah, still no chats. Come on, guys, what's going on? Let's get some chats. Come on. And Allback still looking for the pass on Alyssa. I'll be honest, I don't see these guys running 30 laps. I don't honestly think that they're going to have the... I honestly don't think that they'll have the fuel. There's no possible way, in my opinion, that they'll make it 30 laps. I mean, obviously, if you want, what you could do... I mean, you have multiple options of what you could do. I mean, option one, pretty simple. And that would be just split it. You know, go on 21, go on 41. You'll have 20 laps and you'll be good, right? Well, could do that. But I guarantee you that some people are going to stay out. Question of who, you know, there's just a lot of options. This battle's pretty good between the 71 and the 1, though. Been running side by side for like the last few laps. Tony Frey on pit road, so that's also going to bring down Chad Wiggins. So I think them pitting at least tells me that it's definitely going to be a two-stopper. All right, we're coming down to that halfway point. Let's see if anyone else comes down. Justin Atkinson. Oh, loses it on pit road. Good save, though. Came in pretty hot. Thing I got to see is, did he speed down pit road? And he's really trying to make up some time. Ooh. Whatever time he made up, he definitely lost. But yeah, no. Oh, my. Yeah, no penalty, but there was a penalty for Frey and Chad. Both got black flagged. Dupuis down pit road as well, as Pixton, as Wilkerson, Delmater too. But now I was saying that he got kicked back, you know, early in the race, came back from about 6th, and yeah, not a good pit entry there. But hopefully he doesn't lose too much in the grass. So don't get black flagged. All right. Kyle trimmed down pit road, as is Shane O'Neill. Uh-oh, Dupuis. Oh, Dupuis has got loose on the exit. Yeah, got loose on the exit. Oh, man, that's such a shame. He was doing such a good job. Barely hits the wall and kind of tears up the left side of that car, and not good. Not good. He's gonna head it down back down pit road, and that's gonna end a really good day for Mark Dupuis. 24 down, and they're still out there. Parazat, Berry down pit road. And, you know, if you want to make it the full way, you got to go at least 31 laps. Now, it doesn't look to me that Dobbs is saving. So Dobbs is going to be a good benchmark here. William Peters, smart move. Undercut Dobbs and just don't speed. Gonna check for black flags really fast. No black flags, so that's good. So it's gonna be William Peters, Justin Miller, Andrew Miller, and Zach Bucher. Now, I'd expect Dobbs to probably pit this time by unless he thinks he can one-stop it, which I doubt he will. Two tires already jacked up on the 86, and Dobbs is slowing down. Here comes Dobbs. He's the entrance in the pit road, and Dobbs is in. Mons is in the lead. And Justin Miller is out. Peters is out. Treat and all back down pit road, as well as Conley and Gulker. 5 cars still on the track. And, you know, the guy that we're going to be watching right now is William Peters. He is going to be maybe in the lead when it's all said and done. Atkinson is ahead, although he did pit quite early. I'm actually surprised that he's still ahead. But you know, that just proves the undercut. Dobbs is warming up in 1 and 2. And he's just hoping that he can get past. He's not going to get past. Yeah, he'll come out ahead. And, well, that's not what William Peters wanted to see. All right, Justin Mons short. Pelletier sharp, Sean Pointer, and Brian Marshall all down pit road. And, yeah, it looks like the most that they could run is about 27 laps. So about 4 laps short. We're going to mute the mics for just a second and crank it up. Why don't we do that? We'll be right back. Crank it up. All right. We're halfway there and no cautions yet. Dobbs has increased his lead by 1.8 seconds over Peters. And probably will continue to get that lead even higher as this run goes on. Now, if I'm Peters, what do you do? Let's look at these laps really fast. I want to look at this. So they started at about 40.8, right? We lost 2 seconds over the course of 23 laps. I mean, honestly, we have two options here. Because I don't think you're going to beat Dobbs straight up. Either you got to come in, pit early, do the undercut by a long shot, and hope it works. Or, you know, as we saw earlier, you can get it about 27 laps if you take it all the way. He pitted on 24. So realistically, we're looking to get it to maybe, what, 51 about? And you got to put this in perspective. Like, so let's say like you only took fuel at 51, right? Or maybe even right side tires, because I mean that could be possible, right? While they're running you down, you're probably going to lose a good, I'd say 15 seconds. Maybe. It's tough. Like it'd be a huge risk for sure. Either way you put it. I just don't know, honestly. If I'm Peters, I mean, you're 2.5 seconds away from a playoff berth. You know, anything else, wherever you finish, you're not in. Gotta risk it. The only downside to risking it is if a caution comes out. Because if a caution comes out, you know, every single person's going to come down pit road. And the latest pit stops we'll probably see will probably be around 54, 55. Those people can probably be more likely to get away with it on just fuel. Who pitted last, even? So, Pelletier, Sharp, Short, Marshall, and Mons. So, Sharp is an interesting case. So, Sharp is 8 seconds back of Dobbs. Dobbs last time was a 41.4. Sharp is running very similar times. Granted, in traffic, I'm not sure if Dobbs is in traffic or not. Not. Bud Sharp just put down, yeah, put down the worst time. But I want to see what Sharp puts down next. Well, problem is, Sharp is battling with Miller and the other Miller. Wait. Oh, never mind. Miller and Conley. I mean, should be able to drive away, has better tires. But I'm interested to see what the next set of laps are going to put down. Dobbs puts down a 41.7. So Sharp is quicker right now, but not by a whole lot. Even looking on the timing board, it's not really gaining a whole lot. Atkinson is down pit road, and don't spin out this time, Justin. So Atkinson, I mean, he did kind of benefit from doing the strategy like this. He is in a better spot than what he was earlier. He only fell back to third, so I mean, we know for a fact that Atkinson is gonna pull about a second on Dobbs a lap, and if a caution comes out, definitely the undercut's going to be better. But you got to think too. I mean, when does Dobbs pit? Dobbs, he pitted. When did he pit? He pitted 15 laps ago. He can maybe make it 12 more laps. And if he stays out that whole time, I don't know if he'd be able to catch him. Alyssa comes down pit road as well. I'm intrigued by that decision. Only takes right side tires. I see what the plan is. Take 4 and then short run, take right. It's going to put her in the lead when all the pit stops are done. How far is she ahead of Atkinson right now? I mean, that's a. I don't know. Did Atkinson only take 2 as well? Because if that's the case, oh yeah, he did take 4. So yeah, Alyssa, I don't think she's gonna last very long. Peters is down pit road and coming out. So yeah, granted, Alyssa did jump Peters, and it's a decent gain. She got ahead of Atkinson, but I think overall Atkinson's going to be faster, and I do want to see what the last lap times are. Because if she's fast, good. If not, then I don't know. So last lap time was a 49.4. Atkinson was only about a tenth quicker. It will be interesting to watch for sure. Dobbs is still out there. And William Peters just at the wall. Or is he just that slow? Yeah, that's getting a little harassment from Atkinson, who's on fresh tires, but he should be able to hang with him just fine. He's no back, got in the wall somewhere. And is sitting down pit road. I'm not sure if he got that damage last lap. I don't know where he got that damage from. And that's going to be the end of Nullback say. Caution is out. It's Alyssa, it's Dupuis, and that changes everything. Looks like Alyssa hit a lapped car. Ooh. The 28 is going horrendously slow. And moves up the track in front of Alyssa, which collects Dupuis. I'm wondering if something happened to Trim beforehand here. So Trim comes off pit road and just takes the corner incredibly slowly and then cuts Alyssa off. I don't know if there's anything behind that, but strange. That's going to take Alyssa, Dupuis, and Trim out of the race. And Dobbs, Miller, Conley, Short, Berry, Mons will come down pit road. I mean, honestly, if you are Tyler Berry, I mean, that's good for you, I would say. Oh, no. William Peters was a lap down. However, he does get his lap back. That was the one risk of pitting early. Is that you would have to maybe fight to get your lap back, and luckily William Peters will, and he'll be able to take a tire set. So he's going to lose a few spots, but he's going to be in 7th. Now everybody else is going to get the wave around. The one benefit that you get with this, if you're Peters, is that, like, say we run 5 laps, caution comes out, right? I'd say most of these guys probably pit. Some of these guys have already been out there for 5, 6 laps. They're going to be definitely slower than the rest of these guys. So imagine, 10 laps on the tire. I mean, you got to pit. It's a tougher decision if you're Dobbs or something like that. So Peter's going to have a little bit of work to do as we're just waiting for all the waves. And they'll come around this time. Dobbs will take the inside. It will be single file for all those wave around cars in the back, so 37, a little bit of a brake check. "12 laps to go."
Green, green, green.
Green, green, green. They're all going to get spread out really fast and in a hurry. Pretty much everyone's single file. Looks like Peters is going to get out to the outside and get around Barry as he will. As they all battle now down the back straightaway. Peters needs to get a good run and just get as many of his positions as possible. And you might need to take a risk if caution comes out. A lot of these guys will probably pit if a caution does come out. And the way they're racing back there, it might just happen. Gonna have a lot of guys on different strategies, some slower, some faster. Oh, here they come. Melissa comes back on the track. Three wide, almost. Peters really can't do anything. Miller and Dobbs out to a good run. As the 43 chops across and weaves. "16 cars on the lead lap. Karazat's in the wall. And Dobbs is putting on the jets. Ben O'Neill down pit road. I think that Shane O'Neill will go a lap down if he hits, doesn't he? Must be starting the drive-through. I mean, he'll come out ahead, so he'll be okay. Andrew Miller down pit road. Yeah, no, he doesn't. I don't know why he's coming down pit road. Unless it's some sort of strategy where he's hoping that a caution comes out and that he can maybe gain some spots. Car's not getting jacked up, so maybe just fuel? I have no idea. Odd pit stops with just a few laps to go. 7 now to go. And yeah, he'll go a lap down, Andrew Miller. Dobbs looking for his 10th win of the season, and Miller trying to prevent that from happening. I think that'd be his second. If he could manage to get around him. And the way that everyone's kind of gotten spread out, the likelihood of Barney getting out of his chair to throw that old yellow flag is looking kind of slim. Peters looking under Connolly. And Connolly's going to have the run. He's trying so hard, but this doesn't look like he's going to get him. Question is, I mean, does Miller have anything for Dobbs? I honestly don't think he does. 5 laps to go. I mean, the only thing that's going to really break Dobbs is a caution. If a caution comes out, maybe. Question is, I mean, would you pit? Because there's a lot of guys that are on old tires and more than certainly are going to pit because they'll be over a second quicker. Marshall Nullback battling for the lucky dog. Dobbs has gained a 10th on Justin Miller. 3 to go this time by. I don't know. Miller's putting in a good effort, but draft isn't even helping him. Getting such a better exit off of the turns. Peters, I'm surprised he can't even break past two guys that I would argue is faster than all day long. Ooh, to the inside goes Peters. Gonna be 3 wide off of here, and you know, we got a hungry guy. 3 wide, 2 to go. This is the battle for 4th and slots back in. Look at Justin Mons here. Gets by Miller. And that move order is probably going to finish it. Mons goes all the way down the apron of the track. But with them two fighting, it's going to allow Dobbs to wave goodbye. White flag this time. Peters and Barry going to come up short. Miller going to come short up of the win. He is going to make the playoffs. And good run for these guys. The battle for 3rd, or actually 2nd, is going to be won by Miller, but the winner of the race is going to be Alan Dobbs. Miller 2nd, Mons 3rd, Mitchell Connolly 4th, and William Peters 5th. 6th goes to Short, 7th to Barry, 8th Golker, 9th Atkinson, 10th to Bucher, but he is an admin, so 10th will actually go to Jacob Treat. Speaking of number 10, a certain someone has won 10 races. As the fireworks go off in the background, for one car, it's going to be Alan Dobbs. One car just managed to get himself stuck on the barrier. Oh boy. Well, time to get the interviews. Justin Miller's here first, so we'll talk to Justin first. Justin, good run. Um, kept your place in eighth, even though you didn't need to with the win, but good run today. Just didn't have enough for Dobbs, huh?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I learned by running practice with him earlier in this week and in this session here before the race that it came down to who was in front of the other one, because then it was just arrow blocking at that point. Like, even though Dobbs was faster, I could hold him off if I could stay in front of him, and I just couldn't keep it in front of him.
Yeah, I mean, all right. We got this race out of the way, and we have a similar track coming up like this. Michigan. How do you feel about Michigan first race of the playoffs?
Uh, I feel like I'll have a great chance, just like I did in this race. I tend to do really well at these intermediate tracks, and it's just, again, it's going to come down to getting in front of Dobbs and just keeping it there.
All right. Well, hey, good job tonight in the playoffs, and you won a road course race as well. Watkins Glen going to be coming up in the playoffs too, so not a bad shot. What do you got for shoutouts?
Want to shout out, all my friends and family, my wife, uh, and all the sponsors that support this league and puts a put on the show. You guys in the booth and all my teammates and everybody. Thank you, Dobbs, for practicing with me earlier this week, so I could try to find some kind of edge on him. And just thank you to everybody.
All right. Good job tonight, and we will see you next week.
Sure.
All right, next one will be Mr. Mon. Justin, I think this is the first time maybe that I've seen you up here.
Think so. How you doing, bud?
Doing good. It was a good run for you. Pretty much the whole race. Here the kids are excited about it. It sounds like.
Yeah.
Now let's tell us a little bit about your race.
I'm not the best qualifier, so it was a good thing that I got a decent lap in, enough to be in the top 10 and be closer to the front than I normally am. Had okay pace at the start. I couldn't really find that extra tenth or two to really have Dobbs pace.
Yeah.
And just during the run, I know, with the right front on these cars, just got to take care of it and it'll come back to you. Well, about lap 12, it started paying off and started chewing them up and spitting them out and making my way through the field. What caught me off guard, though, was the earlier pit stops. I figured we were probably going to try a one stop this race. So that one caught me off guard. But I pitted, to try and keep on equal equal tires with Dobbs and those that I was racing. And so I decided to play the fuel game at that part. And I pretty much fell almost a lap down, just fuel saving, just shutting the engine off and coasting for majority of that run until Dobbs caught me. Then we started going, but then we got that caution.
Yep. Well, hey, it was a good run for you. Nice to see you up here for the first time. What do you got for shoutouts?
Yes, sir. Exiled Esports for letting me run in this gig. Thank you, Bobby. Ancient World Gaming, our sponsors, Swordog, Gamer Advantage, Advanced.gg, Next Level Racing, Tango Paints for the beautiful paint schemes that he always does for us. And, I'll shout out the little man behind me here for always being over my shoulder cheering me on. That's always fun to have.
All right, sounds good. We'll see you at Michigan. Hopefully you can do good there too. Some more track.
Yeah, if I'm able to make it, I'll make it. So a fun track too.
All right. Have a good night.
Yes, sir. You too.
Up here for what feels like the 100th time, but it's, well, the 10th time as a winner at least. Alan Dobbs, just piling on in the record at now 11 poles and 10 wins. Led the majority of the race. I mean, tell us about it. There's not much else to say.
Yeah, that was that was kind of the hope because it was extremely hard to pass. So I had a couple of little battles with Justin there, and he was a little mad at me. I wouldn't let him lead a lap, but I was like, I can't, I can't. I have
Thought
to
he let a
try
lap
as
at
hard as I
least.
can. Yeah, I think he probably did.
All right. Well, tell you what, regular season champion, got that ticked off. You're obviously the favorite to win the championship. You have a similar track like this in Michigan coming up. Yeah, Watkins Glen, you did really good on the road courses. Obviously anything can happen, but how do you feel about those next 4 races coming up?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to not have confidence at this point, right? I mean, I have a good lead going into the playoffs.
Just don't want too much confidence.
I've been consistent. That's just all we got to do is we just got to finish races consistent, and we don't have to win. Honestly, I don't even think we have to get a top 5 through the playoffs to be able to maintain the lead. So,
Where are you
yeah,
going to
the
get those
pressure's
bonus
not
points?
super high. Yeah, exactly. Well, with those bonus points, I don't think that I have to push too hard or put myself into very many bad situations because I really just got to ride and finish decently.
That is correct. That is correct. All right. Well, I believe if I'm not mistaken, you've won the last 4 in a row.
I don't know. I ain't keeping track, to be honest.
Yeah, you've
It's been a good run.
You've won the last 4 races in a row: Kentucky, Homestead, Vegas, and now Auto Club. 10 wins, and probably looking to add on that total. It's going to be a hard record to beat, no matter who gives a crack at it. But what do you got for shoutouts?
Just the same old guys, Nightfall Graphics, Ancient World Gaming, SLD Sports, you guys for the broadcast, all the admins here, North South Racing, just everybody makes it happen. Appreciate you guys.
All right. Well, we'll see you at the playoffs. Congrats on the regular season championship, and congratulations with your starting lead in the playoffs. So good luck, and we'll see you next week. Let's see if we can continue and make it 5 in a row.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
Have a good one. All right, that's going to be all for the broadcast tonight. Playoffs are now in for the rest of the league. So I believe we're in round 12 for Cup and Xfinity, and the first week of playoffs will be starting for Truck and Arca. It's going to be Phoenix for Truck and Michigan for Arca. For Xfinity, it's going to be the last race of the round of 12. That's going to be at Homestead. And for Cup, it's also going to be the last race of the round of 12, also going to be at Homestead. Final order tonight, it's going to be Dobbs, Miller, Mons, Connolly, Peters, Short, Barry, Golker, Atkinson, Bucher, Treat, Delmater, Karazantz, Pixton, Miller, O'Neill, Nallback, Marshall, Wiggins, Frey, Pelletier, Sharp, Dupuis, Chris Pixton, Trim, Pointer, Wilkerson, Rafferty, Reese, Harris. That's all tonight. We'll be back later in the week. I believe Isaac's doing some stuff on the weekends, so look out for that. But on the relentless side of things, we'll be back on Monday. So have a good night, everybody. This is Southern Broadcast Race Network, and we'll see you on Monday for Xfinity. Have a good night.